Hello there, Mr. Producer. It's an absolute joy to see you today. I've actually been hoping for this meeting for quite a while now, so I can actually start pitching to you this idea I've had for upcoming feature film. Now, I'm sure you've been looking at the market and you've seen how video game adaptations have been doing quite well. You've got the Sonic films, you've got Detective Pikachu, that was quite critically acclaimed. Uncharted was there as well, and we don't talk about the ones in the past. So, yeah, I feel like while this trend is starting to pick up, we can really wow audiences with this idea of mine. I have it all here in script form. I've been working quite hard on this. So this is Scalar. Scalar is a half hedgehog, half dragon hybrid. Actually the son of Sonic the Hedgehog and Spyro. That's another video game character who I'm sure will be adapted into a film at some point. Obviously, you're going to have to get, the rights and clearances to tie this into the Sonic universe, but I know how much you producers like your cinematic universes, so, we'll get some good synergy with this project. Anyway, Scalar is something of a freedom fighter, and he travels to alien worlds. He travels through portals and goes to different universes, liberating and rescuing lizard eggs. So he's something of a freedom fighter, and audiences can absolutely get behind him and his altruistic actions, especially in the modern day where people are very, environmentally conscious and people are very much about protecting the animals and such. We could put some good moral messages in here for the kids. So that alone, I feel, is, quite a big pull. But that's nowhere near the end of it. This is a character-based work, you see, and, as such, we want to make the character very endearing, very lovable, very merchandisable. I know that's a big one for all of you, so, I've made sure to write him to be quite a playful little scamp. He throws in the odd one-liner. About 50% of the script are one-liners, so, it's a nice, kind of like a rapid-fire approach to really make people love Scalar. Just make a nice, strong first impression the first time people get to see him on the big screen. For some people, I'm sure a minority, it'll be the first time they've ever seen him. So, I think Scalar's going to leave quite a strong impact. Now, obviously, I know that you want to discuss the story and the plot. Like, where does this whole thing go? So, first things first, you have Scalar, who is voiced by Danny DeVito, putting on something of a youthful voice, a falsetto kind of voice. So, you got to get some Danny in there. That's how we're getting our Danny. That's how we fit the Danny quota. And Scalar ends up, thrown through a portal. He ends up traveling through alien worlds. And while he's going through them, he meets all kinds of wacky characters. By which I mean he meets one wacky character, Leon, who will be voiced by Willem Dafoe. It's a Willem Dafoe character if I ever did see one, putting on this like powerful and strong performance. He's a very passionate actor who really gets into his role. So I think he could be Leon quite well. Now, if you play the game as source material, then you may get the odd hint that Leon may in fact be Scalar's father, but that's not true. That doesn't tie into the canon that we're establishing here. He's the son of Sonic the Hedgehog and Spyro the Dragon. So, speaking of, Spyro is a different video game character. I'll provide you some material that you can sit and play through, and that'll give you an idea of what we're working with. But anyway, you've got Scalar, you've got Leon, they go through alien planets, and they kill a lot of aliens. And as they kill aliens, they pick up little orbs, and then when they collect enough orbs, then Leon's pet pterodactyl, it's obviously got an in-universe alien-themed name, although it's clearly just a pterodactyl, it vomits all over Scalar, and then Scalar gets more powerful, you see. Now, I know what you're thinking. That seems a bit gross. That seems a bit off-putting. But no. That's the thing about it. Scalar is in on the joke with us, and he's like, "Oh, grody," or "Ew, grossness," anytime it happens to him. And it happens to him about, say, within the hour and a half runtime. Happens about 7 times. So, he gets gradually more powerful. They collect a lot of orbs, and they fight a lot of enemies. A lot of very scary alien enemies. Some being very animalistic, some being intelligent. Fuck! Sorry, I don't know what came over me there. Some being very animalistic, some being, very intelligent. The intelligent ones are essentially our main enemies in the film, our main antagonists, who themselves are lizard people. Now, I know that could very easily be misconstrued for the very prolific conspiracy theory about lizard people, but no, these are different lizard people. They're like rich, powerful CEOs, and one of them is very military themed. So actually, it is very much tied into that conspiracy theory. But it's nice also to draw inspiration from more controversial sources, and I feel like that is one of those sources. So there we go. Now, it is a really good thing about the Scalar film is that throughout the film, Scalar is also able to transform quite often into different alien forms, and just think about all the merchandising potential that could come forward with, one of them's like a little goblin, he throws bombs. There's one that's like a bird that rolls up into a spiky ball like a hedgehog, so very Sonic, bringing back the whole Sonic element. And there's just so much potential with this project, with this film. I'm sure as you read through the script, you're gonna really get a feel for how much love and care has gone into this product. Now here's a big thing as well, sequel potential. Obviously, it's going to end, kind of open, kind of vague as to where the story's going to go from here. And that's intentional. That's specifically so that we can get more Scalar in the near future. We can really, double down on releasing this thing, not just in films, but also on streaming services, like weekly episodes, where you get to see Scalar ride around on rails and jump on aliens and, lash his tongue out to kill aliens. Mostly just that, but again, it opens up more possibilities for us in the future, more opportunities for us to expand this franchise, turn it into something really big and profitable. There's a lot you can do with it, so, I feel like if you just sit down, read through that script, you'll absolutely you'll be enamored with it. You'll really want to invest in this thing and sit down and find a director to make it all happen. I'll direct it for you. I'm quite happy to direct if needs be. I have a little bit of directing experience. I did some directing back at university. So, I'm sure I could direct a feature film. That's not a big deal. You're probably going into this whole project assuming, by the way, that it's animated. No, that's the beauty of it. You see, a lot of people will expect it to be animated, but no, this is a fully live-action piece. So it will be Danny DeVito in full blue body makeup, like body paint, essentially. And kind of like the film Cats by Tom Hooper, but without the CGI. We'll give him some training to kind of give him the correct body language to convey a hedgehog-dragon hybrid. That may take some, courses, some classes, but I know Danny's got it in him, absolutely. Leon, on the other hand, Willem Dafoe, he's probably going to have to get ripped to, really ripped, unhealthily ripped in order to achieve the role. But the MCU actors are all happy to do that to themselves. They're happy to, put on all the muscle. I'm sure Willem Dafoe can do the same, just, wearing his brown full-body face paint with some tribal tattoos, which will make sure that we're not culturally appropriating or anything. We'll get tattoo artists to come in and devise stuff for him. And yeah, the whole film will be them running around these alien planet and just stomping on aliens, just really beating up aliens. For Danny DeVito, he does have a tongue lashing attack that he'll use quite frequently. For that, I think we can use a little bit of CGI. I think it's a little bit cheating, but it's kind of hard to get a practical effect of someone having a long prehensile lizard-like tongue that lashes out like a whip. So that we can find little instances for CGI, but for the most part, practical effects. There are quite a lot of stunts as well, as they're going to be jumping from different rocky outcroppings and across different surfaces and platforms. So for that will all be done live. I don't want any stunt actors. I want Willem Dafoe and Danny DeVito, both covered in full-body face paint, jumping across long, treacherous chasms. For authenticity sake, essentially. We want it to feel real and gritty, to a degree. We want the danger to feel real so people can actually, we can build the tension, get people to really be like, oh, come on, Scalar, you can do it, as they're watching, We want people to get really emotionally invested, and I feel having those two relatively quite old men put into perilous situations is the way we pull that off. Now, there may be some legal issues with that, but I'm sure you've got lawyers who can deal with that sort of thing. So really, I don't think... Oh my fucking god! Sorry, came over me again. Don't know what it was. So, you know, I'm sure having heard this pitch, and after having a little read of the script there, you'll be fully on board. But just in case, I have pre-written a contract for you. It is a binding contract stating that you will be investing time, love, and effort into this project, and that it won't be scrapped or cancelled for any reason. And also that you won't take legal action against me for your current predicament. On that note, I'm not giving you the keys for your shackles until you have signed that for me. I can give you a pen, obviously. I can just hand that over to you. There we go. Yeah, so you just need to sign your name there. Just absolve me of all, you know, crimes. Then I'll remove your bindings. I can take off the gag as well. And we can start working together as business partners on this wonderful new venture, which I'm sure will make us both a lot of money. You have 10 seconds.